Hello students, and welcome to our first painting demonstration. We're going to do some drawing with paint to kind of set up our picture and get started. So the first thing I've got on the left here is your image, the still life setup. Generally I like to set up about 3 objects. I try to pick something light, something dark, something medium toned, and I like to pick something maybe more rounded, something more cylinder, something more blocky, and then finally something that has some reflection in it. So here I'm oiling out. The idea is I'm taking the paint and mixing it with terps. It's also called toning the canvas. I'm not actually using terps for this one. I'm using the Neo Meg, and this is to try and make the paint flow or move around. The idea of trying to oil this out first before we get started painting is that way we can erase into it, we can paint into it, we can make corrections, and it's easier to do that. Everything's wet. So here's a little rag kind of wiping down the surface really quick before I get started. And right here we're starting to draw. So I've got the brush. It's a bristle brush, and it's a filbert shape. So instead of just using the wider part of the brush, I am using, I turn it 90 degrees and have the side that I'm using to draw with. And it gives me a little bit more of a line. So I'm trying to make this line describe the forms. So right here we've got this dodecahedron with an open top. So I'm kind of trying to draw, the right side, the left side, the angles of each one of those pentagons on each side. Right here, I just started to turn the brush to the side, and when I am ready to start shading in some areas, I'll use the thicker part of the brush to kind of block that in. So here, starting to try and draw the bottle and its shape, trying to keep it symmetrical, figure out how, where do each of the sides sit, make sure that they curve at the same amount. Drawing a circle onto a curved cylinder is not always easy. Kind of just trying to make it my best guess, and I'll make corrections as I go. You'll notice that as I kind of start to pay attention to the label, I'm not trying to write the letters. I'm just trying to give me an indication, give myself an indication of that there are words there. So we've started into the shading part of this. My drawing I'm happy with. So now I'm going to be using my brush on the wider side. I'll be using a lot of thinned out paint, and I will be turning it to the side, and I'm scrubbing in the tone. So I'm trying to scrub in the areas where I see shadow. It doesn't have to be as dark as it's going to eventually be, but what I'm trying to do is give myself an idea about what is light, what is shadow, where are the different values. And if I just start by thinking about where is it really light, where is it really dark, then I can kind of work my way into the other values as I kind of build up more paint onto the painting. So I think this is about as far as this first video is going to go. This is just drawing with the paint and then going through and shading in. So this would kind of be your first step, kind of like a value block in. Our next one, we'll go through and try to block in some more values with the lights.